Hi, I'm Beck Connolly. I am trained and managed by Paddy Fitzpatrick. I fight for Fitzpatrick's Boxing Gym in Wiltshire. You can follow along my professional boxing career by tweeting at LadyLuckBoxing. For all your boxing updates, please subscribe to Sporting Icons. Thanks.
Now, some might say this is a bit of a shocking result, but in some ways, when you really look into it, not really, not so much. And of course, I'm talking about NATASHA JONAS versus Viviane Obenauf, and this was for the WBA International Female Super Featherweight title. So the winner of this one becomes a very, very high contender for the WBA official title, right? So NATASHA JONAS went into this fight 6-0, and Viviane Obenauf went into this fight 12 wins and 4 losses. Now, they do have an opponent in common, which is Cordina, where NATASHA JONAS beat her on points over 6 rounds, and so did Viviane Obenauf, beat her on points over 6 rounds. So they actually had that in common. Now, Viviane Obenauf, she'd been in there with Katie Taylor. In fact, she was Katie Taylor's second opponent, and she went the distance with her over 6 rounds and lost quite convincingly on points. But of course, she did actually become the first person to stop Kalia Corunier. And Kalia Corunier is Pink Tyson, you might know her. And this was Kalia's 3rd pro fight. And Viviane Obenauf beat her on points. And Kalia Corunier, she's from Greece, and she's a bit of a, I don't know, she's a bit of a nutcase, I think, at times. But anyway, and of course, she has gone the distance with Chantel Cameron as well. A lot of you guys know her. So this fight, I suppose you could say NATASHA JONAS was supposed to win this one. Okay, now she's trained at Gallagher's gym by Joe Gallagher, and from Liverpool. And she was supposed to win this one and then go on potentially to maybe fight Katie Taylor in a rematch from the, these guys had a fight in the amateurs where Katie Taylor won, and Eddie Hearn, Matchroom were looking to potentially put these two together at some point, maybe at some point next year. But both of these guys have to be undefeated, I suppose, to get in there and make this a legitimate fight. But NATASHA JONAS lost to Viviane Obenauf, and she got stopped in round number 4. When I say stopped, her team threw the towel in round number 4, and in round number 3 she got dropped twice. Round number 4 she got dropped once, and of course the towel came in. So a lot of this, I don't know, maybe NATASHA JONAS just having a bad night, or maybe Viviane Obenauf is just so much better, and maybe NATASHA JONAS isn't as good as maybe what we all hoped. But for me, I thought that she ate too many punches early on, and not necessarily I'm going to say that the writing was on the wall, but round number 3 the writing was on the wall. Round number 1 and 2 maybe not so much, but the fact is, these things happen. And NATASHA JONAS, it's not necessarily the end of the road for her, although it might be. She's what, 33, 34 years old or something? I'm not entirely sure what age she is, but she's kind of at the point where maybe she turned pro a little bit too late. You could probably argue that, but anyway, I mean, against Viviane Obenauf, she was supposed to win. I think that's what the plan was. I think, this was a fight that was deliberately meant to test her, and she wasn't supposed to walk through her, but she was supposed to show a lot of grit and quality. And unfortunately, she failed to do that, in all truth. Viviane Obenauf hit her with some pretty big shots. As I said, she dropped JONAS twice in round number 3, and ultimately in number 4 as well. So much so that she was eating up so many shots and big punches that her corner had to throw the towel in for her. And I do feel bad for her. She's a lovely girl and all that kind of thing. But hey, things happen in boxing. What can you do about it? So anyway, congratulations to Viviane Obenauf. She is good, and this kind of goes to show maybe the level of Katie Taylor, and the fact that she managed to beat Viviane Obenauf, and the likes of NATASHA JONAS and Kalia Corunier couldn't. So you know what? Either way, congratulations to Viviane Obenauf, and commiserations to Tasha Jonas, and hopefully she doesn't throw the towel in herself now and quit. Hopefully she goes back to the drawing board and carries on and comes back and she learns from this one. And it's, as we always say, just because you're an exceptional amateur doesn't necessarily transcend into the pro game. Things are not always straightforward like that, and you do have to take it very serious, and you have to take every fight serious. I'm not saying she didn't, I'm not saying she skipped any kind of corners in training, but clearly something wasn't right tonight, and hopefully she addresses that ASAP. Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all on the next video.